I don't want to say she convinced me to try. I was just open to the fact that I was like, well, whatever. I'm open to it. If she makes me feel happy,
comfortable,
comfortable, then why not? I gave it a shot, and I started. After that ended, I was like, I don't know if dating girls is for me. It's weird. Dating girls is rough.
Who do you think cheats more, men or women?
Women.
Oh.
Okay, but you can't just say that.
I think, especially in heterosexual relationships, women. You know why? Because they're smarter and they can
keep their mouth shut.
I always said that, dude.
Yeah, and you guys are like, not that you're dumb. It's just like,
we're dumb.
Women, they're smart. Stupid. They know what to look for. Like my ex would like. There's a thing. I don't know how to do it. There's a thing on your phone that will like show you your locations like within the last month on your maps.
Oh, I saw something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
So
I saw someone post something on Instagram.
Yeah, she's like, oh, what were we doing here?
Yeah.
At that time, and I'm like
how the hell
did you even? Yeah, how the hell do you even know I was there? Like,
some scary stuff.
Have you ever cheated, or have you been in either seat? Cheating.
I've cheated.
Have you been cheated on?
Yeah, I've been cheated on. Yeah, I've both. I think both suck. I think
which one is worse?
I think being cheated on is worse.
I think cheating, man, because getting cheated on, it's not your fault. Especially if you gave it your all. But if you're cheating, and this is coming from somebody who has cheated.
I cheated too.
Yeah, what?
I cheated too. Cheaters, unite!
Oh my God. No, my God, this is terrible. But no, like you're affecting somebody else's life. You know, like you're hurting somebody, and it's like.
Deceiving them, like, and they're like so invested in you, thinking everything is fine, to then
breaking somebody, changing how they perceive love.
Yeah.
You know, that's hard.
Oh man,
have you thought about that? Fuck.
Yeah, it's rough.
And you know,
suck.
Yeah.
Why do you, can you take yourself back to that point where maybe you were doing the cheating? What was it that made you? Were you dating a woman or were you dating a guy at the time?
A woman.
Okay.
Yeah.
What made you say, "Hey, listen, maybe I'm gonna pursue other options"?
Why I cheated?
Yeah.
I'm not, at that point in time. I've done a lot of growing. At that point in time, I was just the type of person where like things were going wrong, I just look for the next, like, you know.
What the fuck did I just say?
That was me. So, you know, I would just look for something quick. Even I didn't care about the other person. I just, in that moment, I was like, okay, let me just go get this attention from somebody else. Or I didn't want to work to fix things. And yeah, and then,
why do you feel like, why didn't you end it? Why didn't you say, hey, listen, this is not for me? I mean, that's like the mature way of
I
going
think at
about
that point in time, I wasn't mature. I think I wasn't mature, and that's how I dealt with things. And then I just be like, and you know, it's just for either that attention or just to get that instant gratification.
Right.
And instead of, you know, look and fix things in my relationship. So, sucks. But yeah.
Do you think women cheat more too? I think women cheat more too.
I think women cheat more.
It's just men get the bad rep because they get caught and
well, there's the other side that the argument is maybe men do cheat more, but women always know who's next in line. Like they'll always know who's on deck. So when you mess up, I already got
somebody in the back pocket.
I got your spot filled already. Just don't mess up.
It's also
But then there's a side of maybe women do cheat more because. And women can be cold, man, and they're like discreet. Like men are dumb. Like we leave shit on our phone. Maybe
that's
we'll go back and reread it.
You guys get caught. So like you don't know how to delete things. Like
we got to show it off to our boys. Like
everything. Yeah, and then people talk. Yeah,
things get out. Women are cold sometimes, bro.
Man,
and they'll do it with somebody like you're not even expecting, or
maybe
that you know,
like your boy or some shit like that.
But so what do you?
Ouch.
You could be sitting right
next to you. Yep.
No, what was I gonna say? It was about cheating.
Whose fault is it? Your boy or?
No. I forgot. Continue.
Okay.
It comes to me. I'll bring it.
Oh man. Shit. Now I lost my train of thought. When you do you feel like when there's some people who make the argument, okay, when men cheat, it's out of lust, right?
That's what it was. Yes, it's teamwork. Cheaters.
Yeah. Oh my God,
I'm kidding. No, that was the question. It was the argument is that women, if they cheat, it's not physical anymore. Now there's an emotional bond because women don't like. Men are the ones who will cheat physically, like, oh, I just want to whatever.
Right.
But if a woman cheats, it's because she really likes the dude. Like it hurts, it stings more.
I think so. Yeah, yeah.
You
100%. I agree.
But when you cheated, was there an emotional connection to it?
Me, no.
Yeah.
And some women have that ability to kind of separate the two, where
That
it's
is
just like
also-
I'm just because I know plenty of girls who sleep around and they want no attachments with anybody.
That's true.
You know, so I know that some girls can do that, and I think that's because like society has changed. Like a lot of girls, they're not like I gotta get married, have kids, boom at this age. A lot of women are doing other things, getting their career in order. I don't have time for the relationship. I'm just gonna sleep around and do my thing. So I think it just depends on the girl. I think normally, like when two people are in a relationship, if the girl is cheating, it's because there's feelings there.
Something a little deeper.
Yeah, and I think it just depends too, like on the situation.
Something a little deeper than you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit deeper.
Something deeper than
No
that.
pun intended. Man, I was gonna say something. You gonna follow up on that?
I was about to, but I forgot again. Man, what's up with our memories, son?
Old as fuck.
It's late.
I was gonna say something, but it wasn't about.
I think it depends too, like the way that they cheat, you know? Because like, let's say we're in a relationship, right? We get into a huge fight, I kick you out, or I leave, right? And I go and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go out with my girls. We go out. I think the guy's super attractive. I'm pissed. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get this guy back. And I go home, I sleep with him, and I leave. I think that's more forgivable than I leave my phone while I'm taking a shower. You go through my phone, and I have messages and messages where it's more of like this emotional cheating.
And like a record of it
It's
almost.
like an investment. Like,
yeah.
it's not just a one-time thing where you made a mistake or
Right.
whatever. It's like you were literally giving somebody else
Right.
attention and investing in that person
Yeah.
behind my back.
I think that's worse.
That is worse. Do you think there's a way to come back to reconcile from infidelity? And
For me, for that form, like if you've developed a relationship with this person,
no, let's say just that's
in general,
the word. Yeah, even if it's just like a casual hookup, you know, like hey.
Well, she did say that is more forgivable.
yeah.
Because if you think about like imagine if everything that everything that you have with that person was amazing, and then let's say maybe they went somewhere and maybe they were drugged or maybe they were so drunk. It's a terrible excuse, but however, whatever will justify your reason. Which there is no justification, but whatever. Point is, something happened. They tied you down and they got a girl to ride your shaft. But regardless, you know that is more forgivable. Would you still be comfortable? Like, do you think that everything else is fine, but maybe there was that one thing? Can you think that you can come back from that?
I think so.
You think it's possible?
I think so. Maybe that's me being optimistic. I think so. I think if the two parties are willing to work on it, then I think that you guys can come back from it. I just think the person who got cheated on needs to be willing to forgive. If they can't forgive, then it's a no-go. You know, if you're always going to be bringing it up and you can't let it go, then probably not going to work.
Yeah, so I remember someone had asked me about that, and I'm like, listen, if you're going to give him a second chance and you want to start fresh, then you have to be mature enough to own up to that decision. Because if you want to move forward, why are you still bringing up the past? Oh, but I'm fully healed. Then why are you in the relationship with this person? Yeah. Why are you trying to make things work? That's only it breeds toxicity not only for yourself but in that relationship.
Yeah, 100%.
The thing that a lot of people don't realize, if you are the person who has been cheated on, a lot of times that work to kind of come back from that, you have to do more work than the person who actually cheated, because you have to forgive. And you could say, well, this person has to prove it to me and da-da-da. And that's 100% true. But if I cheated on you, you have to put in the work as well. And it sounds messed up because people will be like, oh, well, you're the one who cheated. You have to make up for it 100%. But I can't do that if you don't give me the hand and you don't reach out as well.
Yeah, like I already understand what I did wrong. Yes, but if we're both agreeing to move forward, I need you to help, like to contribute that part to accept my efforts.
Yeah. And if you can't do that, and that's 100% fine, you have every right to say, hey, listen, I can't forgive you. But then you need to move on.
Yeah.
And say, and cut the cord. Because I've been in that position where I've messed up, I cheated it. And I tried to do everything I could to come back from that and salvage the relationship. But that other person wasn't willing or able to forgive me at the particular time, which is okay. But then, you know, that person
don't keep me along.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Don't string me along.
So
you have to be smart enough, and it's like you know when to walk away.
Right.
And it's okay to say, hey, listen, I can't forgive you, but it's not okay to string this person along and wait until you made up your mind, hey, I can't forgive you, but 6 months later down the line, and it's like, oh, well, shit, you know. So
no, I remember what I was gonna say earlier was Because you know how we had asked like, oh, because women when they cheat, it's more emotional. Have you ever met a dude that's like, nah, bro, I can't have sex with her because I don't love her. I can't cheat on, you know, because like dudes would just have sex, but you ever met someone that they're like, I have to love her?
No. Never.
Right?
No. I think for a lot of times for a woman, they have to be comfortable with the person in order for to even be intimate with them.
Yeah, you can put a skirt on a pencil sharpener and a dude will want to put his dick in it if he wanted to. But for an actual emotional, like, there's no guy that'll be like, oh my God, no, like, I have to love the person I'm having sex with.
Yeah.
Well, even for women to climax, they have to be vulnerable.
Yeah, it's a lot of things.
They have to let go.
Yeah, it is true.
So that's why, and even, you know, I was with somebody and it's like, you know, if there was a time and it's like they wouldn't climax, right? This was at first when we started dating, and it's like, I need to be comfortable with you. And it takes some time, and a lot of people, guys, think it's the ego, like, oh, what am I doing wrong? And it might not be that it's not about pounding it or whatever the hell. It's just making them feel vulnerable and comfortable. Yeah, like, hey, let's you know,
that they're able to release.
Exactly.
So women are cerebral. Like, you need to have them up here.
Exactly. And we talked to this girl about it, and not too long ago. It's like it's different when you're intimate with a woman a lot of times than when you're intimate with a guy, because like, a lot of guys, it's just like, rough, I'm ready to go. Rough.
Well, we also had the sex doctor.
I
forgot his freaking name right now. Miami Love Doctor. Him. He had said the same thing too, that, you know, for women, it's a little bit different. There's some emotional and mental, you know, point that they need to reach in order to feel completely comfortable and secure with the man, in order for them to like really feel the orgasm.
100%. So it's the thing is that it's not even people like, oh, we're different love languages, but yes, women love differently than men. Women are more comfortable in other situations than maybe perhaps men. And if you're a man and you're trying to make a woman comfortable, you have to understand that, especially if you want to please that person. So
100%,
it's a good takeaway. I had one more thing that I wanted to. Do you have any other questions on that?
I think you had one. You said you had two. You had one more.
I had one more. I think it was.
Well, you have to hold on. What you have to say pertaining to this or something different?
Yeah, no, go ahead. I'm done.
No, I'm done. I'm waiting for you guys.
Yeah, no. Do you have any more questions? Yeah.
So, do young people even date anymore? What do they consider dating?
Well, dating is whatever you want it to be, right? It's getting to know somebody. It's going to have coffee with somebody, going to the beach. The act of connecting, having that dialogue. Okay, like getting to know somebody. Where like, okay, is there potential? Do I want to get to know this person, right? If you're having a conversation with them, I think that is dating, right? Now, whether you're exclusive or not, that's a different discussion.
No, I think so if you go on when I see dating, I don't really think of it as dating. I think of just meeting people, because it kind of alleviates the pressure of having to think, well, this is a date and it needs to end in something.
No, of course.
But for me, if you go out and to meet someone or whatever, technically that is a date. If you were to meet them again at that point, you're kind of already dating. Dating is not the act. Yeah, no, dating is not. Man, when you were a little bastard, you would go on dates.
The thing is, no, the only reason I kind of chuckle because we had kind of a similar dialogue in the past, but because you were like, oh, because we had this conversation like, oh, if I go on 2 dates with you, are we dating? Like, I know you said yes, and I'm like, no,
what? I said no.
Yeah, you said yes. I'm like, you're dating, but like, if you go on 2 dates with somebody, like, are you dating that person?
Well, think about it this way. Okay, fine. You went on 2 dates with that person, but then you went on another date with another person, and maybe you had another 2 dates with another person. Right now, you are dating.
You are dating around.
Yeah.
So technically, you're dating that person. You dated that person. You dated that person. Like, you're dating around. Dating is not supposed to be like you're married to the person.
You're weighing your options.
Yeah, now when you become exclusive, now you've had the dialogue where it's just us two. But if you're just dating, like, that can be a free-for-all.
But then you could be like, this person would be like, you went on 2 dates with her or 1 date. Like, yeah, we used to date back in the days. If that person, did you?
We went on 2 dates. We did. Yeah, we dated.
We dated.
We dated around.
We dated for
twice.
Twice. I guess it depends. Technically, I guess it makes sense from that angle, but it's just, I think it sounds silly. Yeah, we're dating.
Yeah.
Because it's how much weight. Because now you're making dating be this significant thing, when dating is like you're dating around, when you're on a dating app, like you're there talking to a bunch of people. You're not married to each person that you match with.
I guess we as a society have adopted the fact that dating is this
exclusive
special thing when that can be it, but when you first start, I guess, doing it, it's a lot more casual than that. Casual dating, right?
Right.
I think when you're officially dating someone is when the conversation, when it becomes exclusive.
When you have the conversation.
Yeah. Because at the end, again, like, I remember you had said it when you were first dating, when you first started dating your current girlfriend.
Yes.
You were vocal about, hey, like,
yeah,
we're
100%.
dating around. Like,
yeah.
I'm meeting people, you know, I'm still dating. Like, you know,
We're not
if
exclusive.
you want to, by all means, I like where this is going. You know, maybe so, but right now, you know, you do you, I'm doing me, whatever. Ultimately, then you had the conversation to exclusively date.
Correct.
But prior to that, you know, you left it
dating.
open. You're like, yeah. So I mean, eventually, you know, you had the conversation, and then now you guys are official. But it started off with you being open. So yeah, and until a real conversation, like you're dating someone, if you really want to date, so that should be I'm exclusive with someone. Because dating, there's so much weight on the word where it's, because again, oh yeah, we used to date back in the day. It shouldn't be like, oh, we're
like a thing,
like a thing.
No,
Right.
it's like, oh yeah, like we went on like a couple dates.
Yeah.
I think that's the thing. What do you think?
I think you guys hit the nail on the head. But I mean, I don't. If you went on 2 dates with somebody, did you ever have a thing with them? Is that having a thing? Is having a thing separate
but look, you
from
see,
dating?
Yeah, and we're creating so many different things.
Different titles.
Dating,
for
a
it.
thing, exclusive,
Talking
stage.
Fuck, I hate that shit.
Yeah, talking.
Talking.
What is talking?
What is talking?
Yeah.
What is talking? Like, talking is dating, no? Because if you're talking, hopefully in person.
Some people say
dating.
that's the next step after dating.
You think talking is after dating?
That's what some people tell me.
I thought talking is
Like
talking
I'm dating around and now we're talking. Like I was dating around, now we're talking. We're a thing. We're talking.
I see what. It's like dating multiple people. Okay, now I'm talking to this person. Then I'm dating them exclusively.
Too bad. That makes more sense.
What the?
Because I was literally thinking like that's stupid, but then you explained it. I'm like, wait a minute.
Okay.
Yeah.
wait a minute.
Yeah, because I can see your point originally. You're like, oh yeah, like I'm talking, like we're talking, but for you to say you're talking, like it's a little bit more because like we're dating, like you're like I'm dating, whatever. But when we're talking, like
we're talking, it's us.
What we gotta talk about?
What are you talking?
What we talking about? You know. So it sounds like it's more important than just dating. Because at dating, you're there to get to know someone. When you're talking, we gotta talk about.
True.
Damn,
like
we learned something over from the Gabs.
So how have you, like, when it comes to you dating women, how do you touch that whole dating? Do you ask this person out? Who asks who out? Who does?
Okay.
Oh my!
I wanted to go with that.
Man, we can go.
We have time.
I know, but I have to edit all this.
You'll be all right.
No, but too bad. You opened the door because when it comes to gender roles,
that's what I was gonna go in the direction. Come on, baby.
And then let's finish the episode. Please.
9:55.
All right.
Yeah.
So gender roles in, let's say, in a lesbian relationship, people always are like, well, who's the more manlier one? Like, who's the one who plays the more masculine role? I think it's just 2 girls together in a relationship. Why does one have to be more?
Well,
you know,
the person that we had mentioned earlier, when the whole episode got screwed up, but she said that she was the Barbie and she liked feeling like she was the girly girl, and she preferred dating more masculine.
I think there's a preference, but I think like as far as gender roles in the relationship, like I don't see it as like, all right, for example, when I was dating my ex, I was the one where I was like taking care of getting like the Ubers, or if something broke, I had to fix it, carrying the damn luggage, I had to do that. Cause she's like 5'2", I'm a bigger girl. So I did that for her, you know? But I don't think that there's a more like, you know, males have their roles in a relationship, females have theirs, but I think when 2 women are together, you kind of tackle things together, you know?
Well, I think ideally,
does that change? Does your concept of that change when you're dating a man?
No, because again, I grew up with my parents being the model of my relationship. I mean, of what I see a relationship should be. And like my mom never cooked a day in her life. I don't think my mom can boil an egg. So like my mom never cooked. My dad was never that handy dude, and yeah. So for me, that's, you know, people say the norm. That was the norm for me. You know, I never saw my dad assume super masculine roles, or my mom's super feminine roles. So
Interesting.
But there are girls who are lesbians who assume a more male dominated role. For me, no. But there is that, quote unquote, a dyke, whatever it is you want to call them, that are more masculine. I guess would assume a more masculine role. They're the ones who like do most of the driving or fix things in the house. I don't know. I don't believe in that stuff. So
no. But too bad. That is a good question because there's a little bit more societal pressure that the man's the one that has to go up to the woman. The man has to make the first move, open the door, this and that. Does that also apply? Does that come naturally, or like who asks who out?
Exactly.
In my experience, I've been on both ends where I've been the one to approach the girl, and I've also been approached. So I think it just really like depends on the girls.
Do you have a preference?
I would rather be approached, and not because I don't like. It's like fear of rejection for me. Like I don't like, even though you kind of know when somebody's into you. I just don't like to like go out of my way. And if I'm gonna go out of my way, it's because I kind of know already. Like, okay, I think this girl's kind of into me, or this guy's kind of into me.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Is it the same? Have you ever had feelings for someone or caught feelings for someone that was straight, and then?
Yeah.
I was gonna ask something like that.
And did you?
My last ex, actually. She was. Yeah. She was. I was the first girl. I was the first girl she ever dated.
Okay, but you were able to get that. Have you ever like probably saw someone you're like, man, I would love to date them, but they're like, oh look, I'm sorry, I'm not. Or maybe you shot your shot and they're like,
I try not to like I'll just like be around, like no, like she understands that I like girls, but I'm never gonna be like, because I think that's annoying too. Like if you're a straight girl and you see, if you're a straight girl and there's a gay girl around, it's like, oh my god, the girl's so annoying. Like same thing with a dude that's like that. Like I'm gonna wait till if you acknowledge me or I catch your vibe, But I'm not gonna be like automatically like, damn, I think she's really pretty. Even though she's straight, but I'm gonna respect that, If you're claiming to be straight, then I'm just gonna leave it alone. But girls are weird, man. Girls are curious.
Really?
Oh my god, yeah.
You hooked up with some chicks that were like straight, on all aspects, and you're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Has there ever been a situation where like maybe they had like a boyfriend or something like that, or they were in relationships, or that hasn't really happened, or you don't want to say?
I won't say. I plead the fifth.
Okay.
Oh, yeah,
that's
what
that
the fifth.
means.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's also the other way around too. Like, guys will know that I'm gay or whatever, and they'll be in a relationship with a girl, and they'll be like, "Oh, my girl's kind of into girls." Like, then the question will come up: "You want to have a threesome? Or you be into a threesome?"
And then what do you say?
I'm good off that. Yeah, no.
No for me.
No, because girls are crazy. So, and I don't like being. I'm not comfortable being physical. I'm physical with men too much. So, like, I'm not gonna just jump into a
But
threesome.
not only that, it feels like so
weird
much pressure on you
I
too.
mean,
hey, perform. Hey, she's here.
She's
The gay one's here.
the gay one. Do that thing. Yeah, no.
We're ready. Like, it's a little weird.
It's weird. It's weird. Yeah, I've had a bunch of dudes be like, "Oh, my girl thinks you're really pretty. Like, when you want to have a threesome with her?" All the time.
I can see how guys are like, that's like not a trophy, but like, oh, it's an accomplishment.
Yeah.
Damn, but does that piss you off when you get asked that? Like, do you expect it whenever you see someone that has a boyfriend, like, or when you see a guy that has a girlfriend? I'm sorry,
right?
They're like, hey, by the
In my
way,
DM,
like, yeah. Do you get that often?
I get it often. I get it like
once a
every
week?
so often, once or twice a year.
Okay.
Twice a year, yeah.
I thought you said once or twice a month.
It's the
No,
season.
not once. No, it's just
Oh my god.
no. Like when I'm single more often. Now I don't really check my DMs. But yeah, it's happened. It happens, and then like a lot of times it's like friends that I like that I'm like cool with, and then they're like, yeah, dude, you don't wanna.
Hey,
Let me dabble.
Yeah.
What do you think about this?
Or my girl wants to experiment. I think you'd be the perfect girl, and I'm like,
I can see that.
Yeah. Well,
that's weird.
Maybe they're willing to ask you because they have that bond. They trust you, or you trust them. It's like,
but things are sticky like that.
Yeah,
That's weird. Yeah, that's weird.
People
weird.
People say have threesomes with people you don't even know, like you're not friends with.
Yeah, I would
That's
rather
what
that.
I'm
Yeah,
Right? That's the thing.
yeah,
Like you pick them up at the bar, and if they're down, they're down, and that's it. Never see them again.
yeah. That would be the
Because
best.
think about it, then like
If you see them around, things are weird. Like,
Yeah.
awkward.
yeah.
Would you ever have a threesome with somebody?
Man, it's funny. Because I've had this conversation before. It's honestly, it's really difficult to say. However, right now, like if I have a partner and it would be presented, I really don't feel comfortable because I like that intimacy with my partner. I don't want to bring anyone, especially not a dude. But even with the woman, like I know, I don't know. I don't really.
Yeah.
Especially if I'm in a relationship, because if I'm in a relationship and I choose to be with you, I don't really need. I don't really care to have somebody else. I feel like it's just awkward because that's a moment that we share. That's what makes it special.
Right.
However, then again, who knows? Maybe in like, after a couple of years, they say, "Well, we got to spice it up." They think a threesome dance, or maybe you role play or whatever you need.
Right.
But
True.
I think that's a little delicate, and I don't. I'm right now at this moment. I wouldn't really care for it.
Okay. Yeah.
You do it?
No. I've been asked, like, not to do it, but no, not like that. Like, oh, would you do it? And not actually to participate. No, I wouldn't do it.
Hey, my boyfriend thinks you're super hot.
You want to join?
He would totally do that.
I'll bring Chris on board, the coffee breakup.
No, OnlyFans. Subscribe now,
man.
You'll see Marvin do me in the butt.
You gotta pay a lot of money for that subscription.
I think the number one content creator is gay, actually, on OnlyFans.
You know what somebody told me the other day? What were you gonna?
Nothing. Go ahead.
No, someone told me that she knew of some guy who he just jerks it on camera. Bro, he's bringing in 10K a month.
Yeah, dude. People are weird. There's like a niche for everyone on
the thing is, bro,
OnlyFans.
like a lot of gay men want to see other, especially if they're not gay.
Yeah,
they're like,
100%.
yo, that's like a fetish.
Oh yeah, well, there's like the G for P, gay for pay.
Yeah,
like I'll do some gay.
Yes, dude.
That's a thing. No,
that's that's definitely a thing. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. People make a lot
I
of
ain't
money.
gay, but $20 is $20. I don't know what he talks.
What he talks. Damn, that is crazy. Yeah.
We want us to wrapping it up. I think we're pretty good,
dude. I mean, this has been a fun conversation.
What else you got? Yeah, throw something else at her. You got something else, man?
I don't have anything written down. Shit. We got some time. We got some time to dabble around. So okay, yeah, like just a quick because you said you want to get married and stuff like that. Do you feel like you will be the person to propose, or do you feel like it depends on the chemistry with your partner?
I think that it would be me. Yeah, I think I'm gonna be the one to do it. Yeah, just because like I'm the one who probably is gonna need more time to be ready and to want to know, and like I think it would be me.
What would happen if you propose and they say no?
I was gonna say that same thing. Yeah,
we're
same
like,
thing. Yeah. What do you do?
My ego's gonna be hurt, so I think I'd probably like kind of like end things there. Because if you don't want to marry me
after you've made that decision, to say, I want to marry you.
I grew up here to ask you to marry me. And for me, like I said, marriage isn't like for gay couples. It's important. I don't think it's the ultimate goal, but it's important. It has value. So if you tell me no, like. I don't know if I don't want to say I don't care the reason for your no, but it's like, I felt like we were at that place. And if I feel that way, it's because I felt like you felt we were at that place. So I asked, I would do my research. Like you ask friends,
You have to test the water.
Yeah.
Right? Like you should know. It's more like a formality. I've said it in the past. Like you asking the question, like you should know the answer.
Sure.
I'd hope so.
I think so. Yeah.
Man. So you think if they say no, like the relationship?
I think my ego hurts too much. Damn. I'm definitely not asking again.
Well, maybe this is the movie with the terrible ending that needs to be rewatched.
Right.
So I'll end it, and then maybe in like a couple years, maybe we'll go. But again, I wouldn't ask again.
No.
Would you ask again if a girl said no?
Well, I mean, I don't even know. I don't really care for marriage.
Okay.
But let's say I did. If the girl were to say no, man, that would suck. Because for example, for me, like I'm trying to save money. A marriage is expensive, rings expensive, and when you want to buy a house and stuff, how I told you, I want to get the good rate, whatever stuff. Yeah. I take all that into consideration, especially with this market. And it's sad that I'm using that as reasoning to not even. It's a little sad because you would think if you really love this person, and although it's not necessary for the timeline, I know you don't need to be married, but still traditionally there's almost an expectation.
Right.
And I wish that it wasn't about that. Like, I wish I was like whatever about it. But man, if she were to say no, I don't know. It's hard, man, because I'm the kind of person that I'll say, yeah, fuck it. Like, I wouldn't even bother with this person ever again. But then when you get into that position, you're like, damn, like, I care so much about the person. Like, you're hurt, but you're gonna want an explanation. And like, you want them to like almost sell you on the idea as to why they said no. You're gonna tell me you're just gonna cut the cord right there after everything you invested?
It's hard to, because you could say one thing, but when you're in that position, like, you might feel differently. But I would, depending on the circumstance, and again, it would have to be a really, really good reason, like, as to why you don't want to move further along.
What's
like,
a good reason?
I just got accepted into law school or whatever.
I was gonna tell you, and I didn't know how.
Yeah, or something like miraculous, you know, like, but
I need to travel for work. Think of like nurses right now, like they do like traveling.
The COVID nursing.
Yeah.
But then does that exempt you from getting married? Not really.
No, because it's temporary.
Yeah, it is. Is it? Who knows? Maybe no. Look, maybe they go somewhere else to study. Maybe they fall in love with the city. They fall in love with somebody else.
True. Mm-hmm.
They put a little hold, put on hold, and then
who knows? You know, this life happens, bro. But I think so. Yeah, I for the most part, I would imagine, like, yo, if I propose and you say no, that's it, dude. But I hope I never find myself in a situation where they say no. And if I do, it'll be not in a public place. Like, I don't want to get married like I don't want to propose like in a public place.
Why would? Well, I don't know why people do that.
That's so
like,
dumb.
Propose with an audience.
Pose with an audience. Pose.
I think it depends. Because think about it, like, maybe like you want the family there so they could witness it. Like, that's a big moment in one's life. And maybe you're like, well, I would love her family to be there. I would want my family to be there. Probably even hidden, or like you'd plan a trip somewhere with like a lot of people, and you're like, okay, well,
family. Do you take the family on a trip?
No, but maybe like you'll have maybe your close family. Like, I'm not saying the entire family. Like, you have like, you're not gonna take your 6 sisters with you, but maybe, you know, like you do a trip with like your, like a family trip, like you and your mom, and then she takes her, whatever, like with a brother, whatever, like a planned thing. Then you can
family I could see, but like in a pub, like in a restaurant or some shit like that with like random people, like, no.
Dude, I remember I went on a cruise a couple years back, and we had met we met this couple, and man, the guy was sloshed, like drunk the entire time. It was such a fun time. And he's like, yeah, I'm gonna propose to my fiance, to my girlfriend.
Yeah,
you know, make her my fiance on this cruise. And I'm there like, okay. And I remember he told me, oh, tonight's the night I'm gonna do it. We're gonna be at this restaurant if you guys want to go. Like, I just met this guy.
Did you go?
Come to my proposal.
Of course. when I got there, he literally had just gotten up and they were popping the bottle of champagne. We're the only ones there. I didn't even know this guy. But he goes, you guys made it. But cruise is a different world, man. Like, you meet someone like one day, you're best friends for like 7 days, you never talk to him again.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Oh man, I don't know if I had one more thing. I just forgot off the top of my head.
I think we're good.
I gotta edit this.
I'm gonna get the fuck out of here.
All right. What's the other question?
Well, keep talking, and I might think it might come back to me.
No.
Got nothing to say.
Well, do you guys believe in gender roles?
In gender roles?
Do you, Mr. Traditional? You know,
you don't.
I do. Well, the thing is,
can I mention another podcast?
Yeah.
Like you guys like what's his name? Kevin Samuel. I think
he's a goat. He's dope.
You like?
Yeah. Well, we talked about it.
Yeah.
I'm actually very glad you said it, but since you brought it up, keep talking.
I can't say that I've sat through a full episode of it.
Me neither.
I can say that I highly disagree with the dude. I don't like him. Yeah. I saw a thing like where he said something about like a woman needs to stand not side by side with her man, but behind him.
I saw that.
Hell no.
I did hear that.
I saw that.
And like, because I have a friend at work too who's big on him and some other podcasts I won't mention, where it talks about gender roles and why women are bitter by the time they're 30 because they're sold this dream of feminism, go do what you want to do, and because you have to stay home. A woman's role is to stay home, take care of the baby, cook, clean to make their man happy while the man provides. I don't believe in that crap.
I think the way I understand it is like you having your partner's back, right? Even in public, and you might disagree, but at the end of the day, like, this is your man, and you gotta be right, what is it called, locked and heel or whatever. You gotta be a unit, right? So that's kind of how I see it. I don't agree with the concept of, okay, like this is your husband and you have to worship, the ground that he's walking on, or you have to be this person and cook and clean. I don't believe in gender roles. I believe in partner roles. I believe in, I'm your partner and I'm going to do whatever I can to make your life easier. And you are my partner and I would like for you to do the same and reciprocate that. Now, I think when we're dating, we establish, okay, maybe I'm good at cooking and you're better at doing laundry, or vice versa, or you hate cleaning, but I like, doing this. And then you work off of each other's strengths and weaknesses. And that is what I consider a partnership. So I don't like that concept of, okay, you have a vagina, so you're supposed to do this, and you have a penis and you're supposed to do that. I don't like that. I don't like putting people into categories when it comes to that. Now, whatever works, there's so many people who are like, oh, this, I don't agree. Whatever works for you. And you got to find somebody whose beliefs and whose ideas align with yours. That is just my 2 cents. But Chris, I don't know if you have different concept of it.
Yeah. My argument is, so I forgot who it was. I forgot the podcast name as well, but I think it's The Roommates. Does that sound familiar to you guys?
Yeah.
And there was a young woman, I forgot what her name was, but it's a reputable person, and she was on it, and she was pretty much saying, like, it's almost the extremist feminism, where, I do respect, equal rights, equal pay. I'm all for that. But if you're now going to kind of cheat biology and say, because men, we can't bear children. We can just put the seed, and that's it. But for a woman to now feel some sort of pressure to have to, well, I need to prove myself at the workplace, or Jesus, okay? for me to feel validated, like I have to run a company, like, you don't have now the possibility or the stress or that time frame off of saying, well, if I'm going to have a child, I can't continue working for, the time that I'm carrying the child. So it's those things. So I feel like if we do accept that there is a little bit of gender roles, I think that we can come together in unison better than having to force equality. Like, if we don't need equality, I feel like there should be levels to it. Like, just because I make X doesn't mean that you should make X. Maybe you're better than me. Maybe you deserve to get paid more. Maybe I deserve to get paid more. Now, if it's because of gender, obviously that's a little messed up. But it all depends on, what work is being put in there. And I feel like with gender roles, like, maybe, men were known to being providers. Like, we're hunters. Like, that's how we were when men were first men. And women, they would take care of kin and raise and all that stuff. If we were to accept that, although have at least a little bit of sway into the equality, that'll make it better. But if you're going to have extreme feminism where they're like, well, no, because women also can do this and they should be doing this and all that stuff, it's like, there's a level where, look, there's things that guys can't do that women do. And that's okay also.
Right.
So if we can just accept that there is a level of roles that are even biological, I think that it would all be a better place.
I like that. No, 100%. At the end of the day, man and woman are not equal in the sense physically speaking.
Yeah, no.
Obviously, they both deserve the same opportunities, the same rights. On that level, yes. But yeah, like if I'm walking down the street and somebody says something messed up, I don't expect my girlfriend to fucking jump in and fucking beat somebody's ass. Like, no, why? I'll do that because why? I'm a guy. Physically, I'm stronger, yes.
Yeah.
But in the sense that I expect my woman to cook and clean and do the dishes for me and this, I don't agree with that. And then there's some people who say, well, in terms of gender roles, like, okay, guys supposed to pay, and then the 50-50. And then a lot of women will make the argument, well, like, why would I go 50-50, paying half the rent or whatever, and then I still got to cook and still got to clean? Well, that's not 50-50. And most men would agree that's not what we're talking by that. 50-50 means you contribute and I contribute. And, your 50 might not be my 50. And that's fine. But nobody ever says, oh, you just have to pay half the rent and then half the bills or whatever and still cook and clean and do that all yourself. No guy says that. But I think that's kind of like a talking point. A lot of women would make the argument in terms of the gender role. How are you going to expect me to go half and half and still cook and still clean? No decent guy would expect it of you. Like, that makes no sense.
That, and I also think there's really, like, in a relationship, if the man is successful, I would like to believe that a huge part of it is because of the woman that's by his side. So even if maybe it's, let's say, okay, maybe not up front, but behind him, you know, you say it's wrong, like a step back, but it's almost like that's like his backbone. Like he wouldn't be who he is without her supporting him. You know, we can see it that way because we want to think of it negatively of like, well, no, she should be side by side. But it's like that man will not be able to provide for her if it wasn't for her and how she's holding it down and being the woman for him to be the man that he needs to be for her in the relationship. I think that's another way we could look at it.
I like that. Yeah, because just because people think, oh, you have my back, doesn't mean you're inferior. It's just you helping me. You're the backbone. You helping me push me forward. That's kind of also how I can look at that.
I also think that the way that Kevin Samuels, you know, portrays it, he is a little bit arrogant and he's a little bit disrespectful, but he's also to the point, which
he's a realist to some extent, but I just think like the way that he pushes that narrative of
his delivery, perhaps,
is like, dude, I mean, come on, like.
I think he's just more on the defense of gender roles and saying like, hey, this is what it is. Fight it all you want. At the end of the day, if you want to fight it, then face the consequences or accept it, and we can continue being happy with whatever. Obviously, then we have the side of the women that maybe they're challenging that, like, well, I'm not accepting that or whatever. So then his point is, all right, then deal with the consequences. You want to, you know, make the same amount of money as me? All right, then you support the man. What do you mean? The guy's supposed to do that? Then that's where you start challenging that. Yeah. And I think that's where he's like, you see how now chaos forms because you want to argue. Right. When, like, men did this. I understand that. I get it. But it's if you want to challenge it, okay, now you can't just be like, okay, well, I want 50-50 and he still has to pay for everything.
Exactly.
Like, no, like, okay, fine. You want 50, then now we're going to put you up to the same standard as a man. And if that's what you want, then now, then that's when chaos.
I just think it should be, I think it just should be 50-50. Like, cause because if a woman, so there's some women who make more money, right, than their man. And like, I don't think that if I'm making more money and I'm married and I have a kid, that because I'm making more money, that my husband should stay home with the kid. I just think it's 50-50 because, again, I grew up with like total opposite of that, you know, even though like my mom was busting her ass, my dad was busting his ass working. And then like, I'm digressing, but basically I think it is 50-50 because, you know, people say, okay, well, the man's going to work, take care of everything. And while the wife stays home, takes care of the children, is that, you know, nurturing figure in their life. But if what makes you a good dad? You know, like if you're working, busting your ass while your wife stays home, take care of the kids, and his argument is, well, you can't be a good mom if you're out working and, you know, you don't have time to be a mother. Well, how good of a dad is that going to make you? If, you know, it's that argument back on you. Like if you're going to be the one working 9 to 5 or whenever it is that you're working, you come home and you don't have time for your kid because you're tired. Well, what kind of dad does that make you? What kind of dad do you want to be? You know? So going back to it, like my dad never missed practice, neither did my mom with me. They never missed a game. They never missed an award ceremony because both of them were working. I just think it's compromised on both ends. I don't think that you should put a woman into a role or put a man into a role, you know? Because some dudes are super hard workers, but they're not going to earn 6 figures, you know? Not everybody can make 6 figures. So I think like putting that pressure and role on a man of like, okay, well, you got to provide. You know, I think that's just as wrong as telling a woman she has to stay home and take care of her kid, you know?
I think ultimately, it depends on the dynamics of the relationship and like how he said, like ultimately it has to fall on what works for you. Right. So if maybe I don't, you know, I'm a hard worker, I don't make 6 figures, I'm going to need you to work also. And I'm okay with that. And you want to, great. But now if the man doesn't make 6 figures and he's like, no, I want you to stay at home and take care of the kids. It's like, there ain't no food to feed this kid.
I was going to say, right now in Miami, you kind of need 2 sources of income, dude.
Yeah, it's hard.
Yeah, there's couples staying in toxic relationship just to afford rent.
To be roommates, fucking, we all know a couple of people like that where it's like, because just to save a couple of bucks. So, you know, it's rough out there. But ultimately, you want to tackle a relationship, especially a marriage, you know, the whole thing of, okay, this is you, this is me. Like, no, like if you're making 50,000 and I make 100, we make 150. It's you know, like, and when you're married, I feel
we are making 150.
Exactly. We are making, like the whole debate of, oh, he's paying, this paying. When you're married or when you have kids, I think it's idiotic. Yeah. Right. Because at the end of the day, if you might pay, you use to swipe your card. It's our money, the same bank account or whatever. Who cares?
Yeah.
Who cares, dude? And if the relationship works and our kid has food on the table, they have their nice roles to look up to, like good parents, loving parents. What does it matter who makes how much and stuff like that? And then I'll wrap it up. But ultimately, if I work and my partner works and I'll do the podcast and I make $30,000, but I love what I do, and my partner, she makes $100,000, I'm good. Like we make $130,000. It's us, and she loves what she does. Great. I love what I do. Amazing. So that, like, I'd rather you make more than me if that makes you happy. Like, or I'd rather you make less than me. Whatever makes you happy, and vice versa. That's how I see it. But that being said,
thank God,
it's time to.
Not yet,
Chris.
Not yet. So we do need to start wrapping it up.
Cool.
With that being said, we do have to wrap it up. So I told you before, we do have a little final thoughts segment. So anything, again, that you'd want to tell your younger self, maybe something you believe in now, or whatever it is that you live by. So you can say it to us, say it to the camera, whatever you want. Floor is yours.
I think it's super important to be taking care of your mental health. I work in mental health. I think, it's good that, you have these athletes, Simone Biles, you have Naomi, the tennis player, be more vocal in the sense that, like, they need it, like, their mental is affected and they need time to step away to take care of their mental health. And I think it's, important, it's almost crucial to be aware of what's going on within you and to take care of that, to take care of your mind, your body, to keep it, go see. There's resources available, and the other day I had posted on my Instagram a link, on NAMI, www.nami.com, NAMI, and there's resources there on your community, risk factors for suicide. It's imperative you take care of your mental health, and if you ever need an ear, I'm always here too. That's basically my message too.
I love that. Also, go on betterhelp.com/thecoffeebreakup, 10% off first month.
There you go. On YouTube.
We gotta cut that part out.
Anyways, no, I'm glad you said work harder. You see what I mean? That's what.
Edit.
You make this into a clip and we put it on Instagram.
Also, no, in the NBA, Kevin Love was also a big advocate.
Yeah.
I mean, you play basketball. I hope you still follow basketball, but him too. Yeah, he was like a super big where he was very vocal, and now it made it more comfortable.
Brandon Marshall too. Brandon Marshall, has I think it's borderline personality disorder.
Get
Brandon
out of
Marshall,
here.
yeah.
No way.
Yeah, he was a huge advocate for it now. Yeah.
Oh my God, I didn't know. No.
Yeah. Do you watch his podcast?
What is it? More than an athlete? No,
I am athlete.
I see clips on it. I don't. I spend more time editing. I have no time to watch, unfortunately. Anyways, with that being said, it's time to break up. So.
Gabby, you've been tremendous. Thank you so much for coming on, and
thank you for having me.
Of course, it was an honor.
Pleasure.
So much fun.
It was refreshing. It was nice.
Everything. Yeah, it was great. All right, cool. So, can I wrap it up? Fucking long. Almost 2 hours. All right, guys. So as we wrap up the show, if you've even made it this far, remember to like the video down below, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and ring that notification bell. If you're on the go, you can listen to us on Spotify and iTunes. Follow us on social media: Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok,
and the website, thecoffeebreakup.com.
Yeah. coffeebreakup.com, and then that's actually the first place you should go, because on our website you will be able to find all of our outlets for you to listen / watch our podcast. So start off there. We need the clicks anyways, so thecoffeebreakup.com, check us out. And with that being said,
thank you so much, guys.
You're awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.